Okay, so I have to ask because you are, it seems to be aggressively positioning Swan in front of this younger, more intentional investor community. And one of the ways that I see you doing that is I think you just got back from a trip to Switzerland. So I'd love for you to just share a little bit more about that, what you saw, why you guys sponsored that. I saw your logo up next to Andreessen and other cool partners, so it was fun to see. Tell me about the
Yes,
trip to Davos.
yes, surreal for sure. Like we're a small network out of here, and Davos would not have been in even in the map. So to give a little bit of background about it, it was an investment summit organized by a group out of London, which brings family offices and wealth funds together and puts on a summit, and including brings about 10 to 12 impact startups to pitch to raise money. And they had found me and asked me if I want to be a judge on the panel. Um, and that's what brought me there. So we didn't sponsor the event; we were invited to the event. So just to be,
Even better.
we are minuscule budget wise to sponsor something in World Economic Forum. We're not on the main stage. Let me also put that the World Congress is its own thing, and there's a whole bunch of uh, events that happen around it. This is one of those, and that was eye opening. In the sense there's so many ideas to make something the world better running around with so much money running around and trying to figure out how both of them can be matched. And every country that you can think of, every organization, so India House, US House, Climate Hub, a female quotient, anywhere, NVIDIA. So you can think of anything, they're all there. And it's truly a unique. I found it. I was definitely a rookie, right? There's a lot of things that I would do differently, but for me, the amount of innovation, energy, and impact energy, and people that can make it happen, we're all there. Um, I'll give you a couple of pointers and that I took. One is sometimes, in the bubble we live in, it feels like impact is under attack. And certainly last year was tough, without doubt. But the rest of the world, the innovation and policies are moving forward, uh, definitely faster. It feels like there was 11 out of the 12 companies I believe was from outside the U.S. The ones that pitched successful. They're raising the next rounds. So to me, it feels like, again, I go back to what are the opportunities we're missing outside of US and how can we be beyond this little bubble? And second is gives you hope that, the back innovation has been set out. It's not going backwards. I always believe that even in tough times, a few of us need to kind of double down and keep moving. But it's not going backwards. And that's a lot of money. I mean, that 12 companies pitched, and the results that I heard was they soft circled 60 million during that investment summit, right? And they pitched 3 minutes. By the way, soft circle still means you have to go through the due diligence and get the money and everything else. But even if you only get 20, they pitched each company pitched 3 minutes. So my resolve out of that was, so my bubble was expanding from just Austin, few of my Austin, Dallas, Houston, and a few of the states that we are in to what does bigger ecosystem look like the worldwide, right? I don't know where that's going to go. It's just 2 weeks in, and we are very small. But the eye-opening effect was, idea if you bring the right groups of people together, things will happen.
I mean, this is the power of convening, right? Getting people that care about a topic in the room together. It's just magic. It's magic happens. Simple thing. I love this.
Yeah,
What's like one or two of the ideas you're going to explore with Swan that came out of that? Like, continue on this train for me.
yeah. So the one I didn't even know that was going to happen. The idea that came out of it was Swan Europe, right? Again, I do not know where it's going to go. I do not know if Swan Europe is going to ever happen. But it always starts with a thought, right? It's that thought. It may not be an organization by itself. It may be partnering with somebody. But just like the fast track process here, what are the opportunities we're missing out there, and how do we do it? The only reason we haven't done it, and we only do US and Canada, is that's the only thing we've figured out legally and tax structure wise how to do it. And we are small in that sense, right? So I'll just put that thought. A year from now, we'll pick that up again. So what is SWAN Europe? I didn't even think that was a thought that's going to come out of that. One of my main reasons for saying yes, other than the fact it's Davos and you got to be here, you got to be there when invited, is this is about family offices coming together, and I've been curious about family offices. 15 months back, I didn't know what a family office was. I'll be honest. But one of the things I learned meeting with them is they have mentioned consistently the next generation, the G2s as they call them, are consistently asking them about how is our investment going towards impact. And that family office structure has not been traditionally set up to do that. So one of the family offices up in Dallas, we were talking to them and he said, I am kind of trying to figure that out. And we only have a small money set aside for impact investment. It's only 15 million a year, right? So two things. One, it's becoming more relevant. Second, it is enormous money. Actually, three things. Third, they don't have a good way of figuring out which ones they are, and that's the business we're in. So to me, it went back to the first point I made about building an ecosystem, giving 10x the effect for the founders. So my curiosity was, what does that look like worldwide? And hopefully, and as in any event, the few connections you make is probably where the biggest benefit of it is. And I think I made a couple of connections that I want to explore to see. So 2027, January, if I can have a family office co-investing with us in a deal, they can probably write the whole check, right? The goal that we had, right? So how does that look? And then another big goal is, again, what does SWAN Europe look like? I mean, it's a thought, but I always, throughout my life, you start with a thought, a seed, and then you let it, you culture it, you drive it, but you let it go where it can go, and things just open up when you start that way. So those would be my two main focus points out of that, beyond the fact that the halo effect of being in Davos has been amazing for SWAN, even though we were nowhere close to the main stage, but yes.
That's incredible. Well, I love this. And I think it also speaks to the value of just showing up. Like every angel group has some kind of affinity or affiliation or thing that they have a flag in the sand focused on. And the simple act of being present, having your name on the banner at the event, right, associating with the kinds of people and the kinds of companies that are active in your space. Like, I just think that's so important. And, for anybody listening, like the value of just showing up, and who knows who you meet, has so much of a potential upside impact,
Yeah.
compared to the cost.